one of the things that came through the questions was, I really need to have some sort of cash infusion. I need to make something start working fast for me. So the way to do this, it's a couple of steps. Number one, you have to stop the bleeding. Now, what do I mean by this? The first thing I would recommend you do if cash is tight is to evaluate all your spending. Now, you might have done this already, you might have not. Look at all the subscriptions. I mean, from something as simple as a daily paper, it's not a whole lot of money, but it might be an extra few bucks that you need this month. Any type of subscriptions to software programs, to educational continuity programs, evaluate them whether or not they really add value right now. And in a number of ways, do they teach you things that you can do right now to earn more income? Or are they just good idea that you keep piling up but they're not implementing? And, are they just taking your time and are not allowing you to focus on things that really need to be done to start generating cash? So this is always the first step. Stop the bleeding in terms of money, in terms of how much time is escaping you by not focusing on the right activities, and how much energy and effort you're spending on doing things that, again, are not moving you forward and instead keeping you kind of pinned in the same spot. So the second step is sell something. Now, this is a duh moment here, and you may think, well, this is definitely oversimplifying, and we're going to show you in a moment how to structure offers that really, truly work. But bottom line is, in order to make money in your business, you have to make sales. You all know this. If you've been in business for a while, I don't care if you sell a product or a service, you have to sell it in order to make some money. There's just no other way around it. Now, you don't have to be an attack dog to make the sales happen, but if you need cash fast, you need to become a lot more assertive with asking for business. So let me show you an example first, and you've seen this example, James Rocha. When he first got started in business, now for those of you who don't know who James is, James decided to combine his talents in graphic arts and his unique ability of interviewing people and his marketing know-how that he was rapidly gaining as one of my students into one product, and that product was helping people create their own information products, their first information product. So when he decided on what he wanted to do, what we structured for him is this lead generation campaign from scratch, and he was able to make $9,000 in 1 week. Okay, now how did he do that? Okay, what was the trick to that? So let me share with you specifically what steps you would need to take if you have absolutely no leads and you need to make money fast. The first thing you need to do is create an attraction tool. Now, you may have heard me tell a story. James showed up for a networking meeting where there was a large population of service professionals who were aware of the ability to make more money and increase their ability to market themselves with information products, but they had no information products, and they were just overwhelmed with different options of how to create them. They didn't know how to get started. So James did a little 3-minute presentation, and the 3-minute presentation offered them a special report how to make their own information product and how to make money with it. Now, the key factor you have to know in here is he had no special report. He had to go home and create that special report once he got business cards from people. I mean, it was that fast, it was that urgent. The report didn't exist, okay? Once he had the people in the loop, he then it was kind of pedal to the metal. He had to sit down and create that report virtually overnight, all right? The second thing you need to do is find what I call a fishing hole. It's a place where a lot of your prospects hang out. And you know what? You often hear me kind of putting networking down, but it's not a bad place to start. And in a few minutes, towards the end of this presentation, I'll give you some tips on how to improve your results if you currently network right now. But the fishing hole is a place where a lot of your people, a lot of your potential clients or ideal potential clients hang out. So it can be a networking place. It could be a teleseminar with a partner who introduces their database. And again, some of you may be thinking, well, what if I get 3 people on the call? Well, that's 3 people you didn't have before. You know, when we started our calls and our seminars, we didn't have hundreds of people. You know, we had, I think our first event was 18 people. I had teleseminar at times where there were 2 or 3 or 5 people showing up. And you know what? You get started somewhere. It's not like they just show up out of the blue. You eventually start finding those people and get better at inviting them, but you have to start somewhere. So the better fishing hole you find, the more effective the rest of the strategy will be, okay? The third step to it is you have to use your magnetic ABC, and obviously ABC stands for out of your business card. And again, those of you who had actually taken the Attract Clients Like Crazy Bootcamp have this entire process, the structuring one, but I will quickly tell you what needs to be in this magnetic business card, okay? Number 1, actually I'm missing one step here. Number 1, you have to mention who your audience is. Who are you looking for as your ideal client? So is it business executive? Is it women business executive? Is it service professional? Is it doctors? Is it attorneys? Is it owners of manufacturing companies? Say who they are. Then you have to say their problem. What are they struggling with? So, for example, part of my message would be attention service professionals who are struggling to attract more clients or who want to attract more clients. Okay, again, we made that distinction on the previous call if you participated. What's the difference between looking for strugglers versus looking for people who are ambitious and want to build things? The next thing you need to mention is their pain. What are they hurting? Are they frustrated because they throw in money at marketing strategies in my case and nothing works? Are they disappointed and disenchanted because they sit by the phone and they wait for this phone to ring off the hook every time they put a new flyer or a new ad and then nothing happens? And so I'm putting people in pain. The next step is the solution. The solution is putting together a simple system that will allow them to have control over their marketing, and it's guaranteed to work once it's completed and implemented. All right? And then the next step is CTA, call to action. Tell people specifically what to do. You might have heard me describing my introductions at networking events where I'll be invited to be there as a guest, and I have a chance to introduce myself even before presentation, that I would hold something like a CD, and I would show it to people and say, hey, if you want to learn how to attract more clients that you can handle in the next 30 days, I will give you this step-by-step audio CD, audio seminar for free. All you've got to do is find me, give me your business card, okay? And if I don't have enough, I'll ship one at my cost to you. Now, you see, I don't even mention my name often. My name is irrelevant. I don't even mention my company. It's irrelevant. Or I may very quickly at the end say, my name is Adam Urbanski with Marketing Mentors. See me, give me your card for one of those CDs. The whole point is I want to talk about who they are, what's their problem, how is this problem causing them pain, what is my solution that will eliminate this pain, and what I want them to do, my call to action. I want to tell them specifically what to do. Okay? So that is the actual component of generating some really, really hot leads. The next step you need to do is follow up and give more value. Here's what happened in case of James. James picked up sent them, and once he delivered the report via email, he sent them another email and said, in a couple of days, I will offer you another great gift that will be of high value to you, so look for another message from me in a day or two. And that gift was a quick session. Now, he could have said, let's schedule a coaching session, a consulting session right up front, but he positioned this as a gift, critical because it enhanced the value. And then when he actually emailed people to offer them to register for this introductory session with him, it was positioned the right way. It was positioned as another way to add value to them because it said, after you've read my report, I am sure you got excited, but I'm sure you also had some problems and some questions that you're not quite sure how to solve because some steps are not that easy to take. So what I would love to do is give you an opportunity for 20 or 30 minutes to really pick my brain on this, to ask me for tools. You may want to ask me how to zero in on a specific topic. So ask me anything you want, My goal is to help you, position you, and point you in the right direction when it comes to creating info products. And by the way, I know I do this for a living, so should you decide after this conversation that you could really use my help, then we will explore for a couple more minutes how we could work together. Okay? So that was the next step. And then finally, the last step is presenting an irresistible offer for a package deal. What do I mean by this? For example, if you are a coach, what I wouldn't want you to do is sell a $250 or a $300 deal from that introductory session, because that was not worth your time, money, and effort. But what I would like you to sell is, if you're selling coaching at $500 a month, is to sell people a 6-month package for $3,000. But make your regular pricing $750 a month. So one of the keys that's not indicated in my outline here is I always encourage people who are struggling to attract clients and who are not making enough money to increase the rates. I know it sounds counterintuitive. I know it sounds stupid. It's like, wow, I don't have enough business. I should be lowering my prices. No. That is the best time to crank up your prices, to double your prices. And every prospect, every client that I've ever dealt with that listened to me always comes out ahead. Always.